I thought you'd be bigger.
Here at Rocky Watches Movies, we take great joy in watching films starring the late Patrick Swayze, and the 1989 action movie Roadhouse holds a special place at the top of the pile. Helmed by director Rowdy Herrington, the film stars Swayze as a vigilant bouncer protecting the people of a quaint American town from the clutches of a menacing crime boss. Now here are 21 things you never knew about Roadhouse. Roadhouse achieved immortalization in a Family Guy episode. In Season 8, Episode 4, titled Brian's Got a Brand New Bag, the iconic film is featured right at the beginning. The creators of Family Guy are big fans of Patrick Swayze, evident in his appearances throughout 6 episodes of the show. The film stars Elvis's former bodyguard. Playing the role of Red Webster in Roadhouse, Robert Gene Red West shares his name with his character. Prior to his acting career, West was a close confidant and bodyguard of Elvis Presley. He even co-wrote some of the King's songs, including That's Someone You'll Never Forget and You'll Be Gone. However, West was fired after falling out with Presley over the singer's addiction issues. Filming kept being interrupted by love-struck women. Dirty Dancing was a big hit for Swayze, and following his role as dance instructor Johnny Castle, Swayze was in high demand. Not just among Hollywood bigwigs, but random women as well. In fact, the filming of Roadhouse was frequently interrupted by groups of women invading the set. Kelly Lynch spent a month learning to be a doctor. To play Dr. Elizabeth Doc Clay, Kelly Lynch conducted extensive research and preparation. In a 2008 interview, Lynch explained she spent time in a hospital shadowing actual medical practitioners. She spent a month learning how to do stitches, only to be given a stapler for the scene in the movie. The characters are all named after cowboys. Almost all of the film's major characters are named after famous cowboys and outlaws. Take Sam Elliott's Wade Garrett, for example. He shares a name with Pat Garrett, the sheriff who killed Billy the Kid. Stephen Colbert auditioned for the film. Surprisingly, Stephen Colbert has admitted on multiple occasions that he read for a part in Roadhouse, but he admits to not even remembering what part he auditioned for. It was marketed like Dirty Dancing. There are questionable references to Dirty Dancing in both the film's marketing and the film itself. Roadhouse's original tagline took a well-intentioned jab at Swayze's dance flick success, reading, "The dancing's over, now let's get dirty." Swayze contributed to the soundtrack. Few big-name actors had pipes like Swayze, who penned and sang She's Like the Wind for the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. After that success, not only did Swayze write and sing Cliff's Edge, he also contributed vocals to Raising Heaven in Hell Tonight, both of which feature on the official movie soundtrack. The original runtime was almost 3.5 hours. As runtimes go, Roadhouse is pretty standard, clocking in at 114 minutes. However, Sam Elliott confirmed that the original cut of the film was 3 hours and 20 minutes long, meaning more than a third of the film was left on the cutting room floor. The film was inspired by actual real life. Roadhouse's screenwriter David Lee Henry has said that the inspiration for his script came from his visit to a real-life small-town bar. Henry also revealed that Dalton, the name of Patrick Swayze's character, is taken from the Georgia town in which the bar was located. It shares a location with 48 Hours. Released in 1982, 48 Hours kick-started the buddy cop genre and set stand-up comic Eddie Murphy on the path to stardom. Although there isn't much common ground between 48 Hours and Roadhouse, maybe you've spotted that they share a filming location. The garages in which Dalton stores his Mercedes and in which Reggie Hammond stores his. Maybe it's because both films were produced by Joel Silver. Patrick Swayze turned down both Tango and Cash and Predator 2 because of Roadhouse. Starring in Roadhouse meant that Patrick Swayze had to turn down the chance to appear in 2 other massive Hollywood films. Swayze was offered the chance to appear alongside Sylvester Stallone as Gabriel Cash in 1989's Tango and Cash. That part was instead passed on to Kurt Russell. Injuries sustained on set of Roadhouse also forced Patrick Swayze into a long recovery period, meaning that he was unable to take part in Predator 2. Swayze had been the first choice to play Lieutenant Michael R. Harrigan, the role which was ultimately taken by Danny Glover. Annette Bening was sacked due to her lack of chemistry with Swayze. Oscar-nominated American Beauty actress Annette Bening was originally cast as Dr. Elizabeth Clay. Unfortunately for the then unknown young actress, Bening was sacked soon after filming began when it was decided that she wasn't right for the role. Kelly Lynch, who was hired as Bening's replacement, revealed in a 2012 interview that Bening was let go on Swayze's recommendation. Swayze performed all of his own stunts and fight scenes. If the fight scenes in Roadhouse look brutally realistic, that's because they are. The cast, Swayze most of all, performed their own stunts. They were trained by Benny the Jet Urquidez, a legendary stunt choreographer who made his name in Jackie Chan movies like Wheels on Meals and Dragons Forever. Swayze was attacked with a log. Actor Marshall R. Teague, who plays Jimmy, mistook a log for a prop, smashing it into Swayze with all his might. Teague and Swayze had clashed at the beginning of production, but the pair developed mutual respect after fully committing to their fight scenes, improvising much of their fight choreography. As a result, Swayze didn't see it coming when Teague hoisted a log and swung it like a 2x4, leaving Swayze with 2 broken ribs. Swayze was not a fan of the haircut he wears in the film. We love the 80s mullet that Patrick Swayze had in Roadhouse, but the actor himself was not a fan of it at all. Wendy Lee's biography of the late legend, entitled Patrick Swayze One Last Dance, reveals that the star once referred to the haircut as the bane of my existence. Bill Murray phones Kelly Lynch's husband every time he sees her sex scene on TV. Kelly Lynch, who also starred in the 80s classic Cocktail, has revealed that her husband gets teased about her Roadhouse sex scene with Patrick Swayze. In fact, the actor Bill Murray and his brothers make a point of phoning Lynch's husband of 3 decades every time he sees the scene on TV. A scene from the film is used to train New York police officers.
All you have to do is follow 3 simple rules. 1, never underestimate your opponent.
Remember when Dalton speaks to the bar staff about 3 simple rules? Well, that scene is used by the New York Police Department to train their officers. In an attempt to stop their minds from wandering, the scene forms part of a mandatory 3-day retraining course that 22,000 officers underwent after the death of Eric Garner in police custody in 2014. A direct-to-DVD sequel featuring none of the original cast was released in 2006. Have you ever taken the time to watch the Roadhouse sequel? Did you even know it existed? Roadhouse 2 Last Call tells the story of Dalton's son, but the film features none of the original film's cast, and like a lot of belated direct-to-DVD sequels, it's a follow-up film in name only. To the surprise of no one, Roadhouse 2 got bad reviews and was largely ignored on release, and its reputation hasn't improved in the years since. It was adapted into an off-Broadway comedy musical with an extremely long title. Roadhouse was adapted into a musical in 2003, a show that may not have been what fans of the film were expecting when they paid for their ticket. Amazingly, the full title of the musical was Roadhouse, the stage version of the cinema classic that starred Patrick Swayze, except this one stars Ty Mack from the 80s cult classic The Last Dragon, wearing a blonde mullet wig. That is really the title. Jake Gyllenhaal is playing Dalton in a Roadhouse remake. A Roadhouse remake has been on the cards for years. In 2015, MMA fighter and wrestler Ronda Rousey was poised to headline a gender-reverse take on the 1989 classic, but this failed to get a green light. Academy Award nominee Jake Gyllenhaal is playing Dalton as a professional mixed martial artist in Amazon Prime's new adaptation, which is being released in March 2024. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Are you going to watch the new Roadhouse film, or have you seen it already? Let us know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.